Smooth jazz.
There we go. Hey, welcome. This is kind of a long time. This is a first Home Field Advantage live. So let's give it a shot.
No redos. Here we go.
Yeah, the good news is there's 5. So it must be our parents.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah. Hopefully one of my kids. So anyway, thought this would be a great opportunity for you, the viewers, to get a chance to know Rachel. And talk to her a little bit about her business philosophies, life philosophies, and you guys know I'm gonna try to get that chocolate chip cookie recipe before it's over with. We have questions right here, and she has to answer them, right?
And I did bring a recipe card
look at that
with me.
If that showed up on screen, we can just screenshot that later. So, to take a step back, Rachel's been with us now for a year and a half.
Yeah, about that.
About a year and a half. And, she was here with me as a part of this change from our previous broker to Homefield, Michigan. And she's my right-hand gal here at the office. She's helping us out, helping us grow a ton. So I'm appreciative of her being here. And now we're going to put her on the spot and make her answer some questions. I'm not sure if that's a good payback or not, but...
We'll see.
So, Rachel, let's start out by asking you a question that's not even on the form. No, just give people a little background about yourself. About, a lot of them know that you're not originally from Owosso, so I think it'd be nice to hear a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I grew up in the Saginaw area. I went to Bridgeport schools. Go Bearcats. And I went to college over in Muskegon, so I lived there for about 6 years. I went to Baker College, and I have a degree in baking and pastries. So I was in the culinary arts program there. And I moved to Owosso about 12 years ago. And I worked for Lance's Bakery downtown, and it's where I met a lot of really cool people, made a lot of great connections in a small town.
I think she met that guy.
I met my fiance there. Yes, that is true. And now I'm here with you, and I still see a lot of the customers from the bakery. I still remember what their favorite donut was and how they take their coffee and all that fun stuff.
You guys have probably seen on the open house post in particular about our chocolate chip cookies. That is good and it's bad for us here at the office because some of us, need to watch what we eat, and I watch a lot of chocolate chip cookies go into my mouth. So
yes, we had some leftovers from the open house, and I'm not gonna lie, I was eating them at 11 p.m. that night. So I think it's a great thing.
I do agree. Okay, so here we go. Well, Cody chimed in here. Cody couldn't hang out with us tonight, but he chimed in to say that we should that he screenshotted your recipe.
That's his way of saying that he's going to bring a batch in for us tomorrow morning, I think is what that means. Is that the translation there, Cody?
Yeah. Chocolate chip cookie is a chocolate chip cookie.
$20. That's right.
So, all right. This is a real estate related show, so we'll get some of the real estate talk out of the way, and then we'll talk some other fun stuff. But talk of the industry right now is market conditions, interest rates, and everything else. So, what do you think? What are you seeing? You're out there working with buyers and sellers. What are you seeing?
So there's more inventory. It feels it's still pretty low though, considering. I know you probably have some statistics on that.
We have some
maybe a chart or two.
Yeah, we do.
But the buyer demand is still really high. But with houses sitting on the market for a few days, I'm not saying a few weeks or a few months, this is a few days, it gives buyers more opportunities to get through there and think about their decisions and weigh the financial changes with interest rates going up, and that means they can afford less house, need to bring more money to the table, all those factors.
Sure. Yep. It does have an impact. So when we talk supply and demand, inventory, and everything, a lot of people think that if we have more buyers in the market and, more listings coming to the market and fewer buyers, that we should see a price decrease. And the truth is that's not exactly what's happening. And here comes the fun little graphic.
Yeah.
So over the last 4 or 5 years, the fun part of the conversation is about home values rising, and of course, on the buying side, that's not so much fun, but for homeowners, it's been a good thing. Well, now what we're looking at is the appreciation just slowing down. We're not going backwards, and I think that's people's default fear, is that we're going to slide backwards and lose value, and that's not what happened. We're just, the rate of price increase or value increase is slowing down. So, and frankly, I think anything in moderation is good. So slowing down the increase might not be the worst thing in the world. And, it's all a balance. Interest rates are going to curb some buyers. But I was just having this conversation this afternoon with someone. There are people, actually, and Brad and I were having it too, when people have life circumstances, families are growing, people are downsizing, relocations because of work, people are still going to have to sell. And people are going to have to buy.
Still going to have to buy.
So, the real estate world and the industry is not flipping over and, crawling in a hole or whatever. So it's going to be okay. Sorry about that. Here we are talking with a graphic over our faces. So that's really the long and short of the market right now. We just had an open house on Sunday on one of our listings on Fregal Road.
We had a great turnout. Yes. Beautiful country home.
$200,000 on 5 acres in a great location. And you guys had gotten set up when we got started, and I showed up a little bit later, and there were cars on both sides of the end of the house. I don't know, 100 yards away from the house or whatever. Quite a few people in. So I can tell you that the market's not dead.
No.
Just a simple observation there, and quite a few interested folks. And there's still some showings going on as well. So anything else to add to the market conditions, Rachel?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
Nothing on the script, so I'm out.
All right. So, home field advantage is about all things Shiawassee County, right?
Yeah.
Local business, events, attractions. So let's talk a little bit about what you've been seeing going on that you consider good news here.
Yes. Ooh, I'm excited about this one. My favorite, and actually this this was not brought in just for this live. I actually had it sitting on my desk. Casey Lambert, Chewy. I don't know. Do people call him Casey?
DJ Chewy. I don't know. It's
Chewy. My kids call him Uncle Chewy.
Forms, so.
Chewy broke his own world record. And he did it on Live with Regis and Kelly. Live with Ryan and Kelly. And it was pretty awesome. Somebody from Owosso.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh, look at that singlet. Nice shorts, Chewy.
Yeah. Chalk dust going on. I'm pretty darn sure that Kelly has a little bit of a crush on DJ Chewy now.
Well.
Actually, I think it's a lot of a crush. I saw her brush her arm against him.
Who has the bigger crush, Ryan or Kelly?
That's a good question. I don't know, because Ryan was kind of fanboying out too, big time. That was pretty fun to watch. That was great. So, yeah, we're proud of Chewy, man.
Yes,
that was awesome.
That's awesome. He's a great friend and a great coach, too.
Absolutely. Yep. I think he represented himself and our community awesome. It was really cool to watch.
I know. I was watching in my living room, and there was quite the excitement cheer when they announced that he broke the record. So, pretty proud.
I'd like to say the same thing, but it was a foregone conclusion. I knew he was going to do it, so I didn't get all,
Well, I could tell by the look on his face when they were like acting like they were calculating it on the clipboard. I'm like, he did it! They were trying to make us wait.
Yeah, no, that was good. A lot of fun. What else we got going on around here?
Kinky Boots.
Ah, yes.
Yes. So my best friend was in Kinky Boots. Shout out to Maggie. And so I got the opportunity to take my girls to the Thursday night dress rehearsal before it opened. And then we went the first weekend. And then the second weekend, I bought tickets and took the kids, and they loved it. They sat in the front row, and the singing, the dancing, oh my gosh, it was amazing. It was a great show. The Lebowski Center never disappoints.
That is true. They never disappoint. You know, this is Owosso, right? Not to downplay, we're in the middle of nowhere kind of place or whatever. We're very mid-Michigan, and it's amazing that we have so much talent here, and talent that's willing to drive here and share their talents with us.
It's a great thing. It brings people from all over, and it's such a great group of people. Even if they're from out of town and they audition for a show and they're new to the area, they walk away a friend. Everybody is included there. It's a great organization.
If I know the story correctly, Justin, one of the lead characters, it came here from North Carolina to be in the show. So
yeah,
that's awesome. So wow, it's almost like we planned this conversation. Lebowski Center for Performing Arts, I believe, is very crucial to this community. Performing arts is huge for the people that enjoy the productions, but obviously the folks that perform in them, it's hugely important to them too. I know this because of my kids. You know this because
I was involved. Yep.
You've been involved.
When I first moved to town, I didn't know anybody here. And it's hard to make friends as an adult. I don't think people talk about that enough. It is really hard to make friends as an adult. And I didn't know a single person. I had never been on a stage before, and I auditioned for a show. And that's where I met most of my longtime friends from Owosso that I'm still very good friends with today.
That kind of says everything you need to know, doesn't it? However, there's more we need to say about it. I was fortunate enough to be able to get involved with the leadership. I'm on the Fund Development Committee, which is a huge part of keeping that place going. They need funds, right? And well, I was able to recruit you and several others. Brian and Cody are joining us on the committee. We have 2 other new committee members. It's an awesome committee. Anyway, one of the big pushes right now is the new Superfan membership, and for $9.99 a month, you can be a Superfan. You can set it up so it gets taken right out of your bank account, and it goes to them every month, and it would be a huge part of keeping the building open, keeping these shows happening.
It's cheaper than Netflix.
And it is cheaper. That's really smart.
That's a great tagline.
Folks at Lebowski, remember that. It's cheaper than Netflix.
Write that down.
Yep. So there's our plug. There's our plug for Lebowski. What else is going
on? Ghouls Night Out.
Yes.
This is the first I've heard of it being downtown, and I think my friend Melissa at Myrtles is one of the people organizing it. I heard. So we committed to doing this. We're going to be open downtown. I think even maybe have some fresh chocolate chip cookies coming out of our oven that night. Is kind of talks, and maybe some hot chocolate in a crock pot. But it's just getting out downtown, shopping, checking out the local shops. People are going to stay open late. It's from 5 to 8 p.m. Yeah, so people will stay open late for it. It'll be dark, kind of spooky maybe. But it's the first time that they're doing it, so I'm excited to see the turnout and excited to be a part of it and participate and see if we can get people down here.
That's awesome. So our agents will be down here ready to meet you and have a little bit of, a ghoulish time, I guess. I couldn't think of any other spooky word other than ghoulish, but that's, downtown always has something going on. When I was a kid growing up here, the easy thing to say is there's never anything for anybody to do, It's just not true. You have to be willing, and you have to, maybe look around for things to do. But there's a ton going on, and that's just another one of those things.
Yeah. And then if you are up for a good time that weekend, you start your Friday night out with the ghoulish time downtown, Ghouls Night Out. And Too
I'm
soon.
ahead of you.
And then the next day is one of my favorite events, Oktoberfest. This year it's a little bit different though. It's going to be out at Fortitude, which is an amazing venue. So it'll be fun to see what it's like out there. As long as they have a wooden floor for me to dance on, I love Topolka. That's all I need.
Earlier today, Rachel was telling us that she loves Topolka. And by God, I hope they have a dance floor for you to do your polka.
I hope so too.
But that's, it's great that they picked up that event. It used to be downtown.
Mm-hmm.
And the chamber used to put it on, but Fortitude is taking the reins on that. So,
yeah, I think it'll be fun.
Yes, looking forward to that. But we do have a comment from Brian Atkins here about the Ghouls Night Out. He says, bring your ghoul friend. And he's trying to one-up me on the dad jokes, but that's a good one. That was a good one. Oh, very good, very good. We'll get to, Cody posted a nice question. We'll get to that here in a few minutes. Thanks, Cody, for making it a serious, answerable question. We appreciate that. Actually, before we go on to the next thing, why don't we go ahead and answer Cody's question here? This is a pretty good one. So, as a home buyer or seller, what is the first step someone needs to take to get started?
Well, call us. Step one, pick up the phone. For a buyer, we do what we call a buyer's consultation. So if you're a first-time home buyer, or maybe you bought a house 10 years ago and a lot's changed. A lot changes in 1 year, let alone 10. We sit down and we educate you from start to finish. We don't want there to be any surprises, whether it be on the financial side, on the timeline. It's just like a what to expect kind of thing. What to expect from us, and kind of lay out the groundwork of what we expect out of buyers, and the same thing for sellers.
Very good.
Is that what you were thinking, Cody?
Thank you for the spoon-fed question. That was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
On that note, just real quick, that is really why I decided to put the name consultant, or the word consultants, at the end of our name. And I did debate, is that too long of a company name or whatever, but consultants is important to me because we do take the time to sit down and ask the right questions, ask all the questions, and make sure that our clients get the opportunity to ask all the questions they need to ask as well. Mm-hmm. And then, obviously the advice and the action we take from there stems from that time we spend together at the consultation. So
yeah, getting to know them, knowing their wants and needs, and going from there.
Yep. And as part of that process, when you reach out to us, we feed you some information prior to meeting, and one of those things is encouraging you to reach out to a lender to get the pre-approval process started.
Yes, that is very important.
Absolutely. If you are a mortgage buyer, there's really no direction to go until you have that pre-approval, because then it guides us from a price range standpoint. It guides us what type of home you can actually buy sometimes. So, huge. Thanks, Cody. Appreciate that. All right. Oh, Tracy, thank you. Tracy, I'm going to throw this one up there. This is everybody's friend, Tracy.
Oh, love Tracy. Tracy and Jeff.
Love you guys. Thanks for watching, and thanks for the compliment. Rachel does do a great job. All right. We've talked a lot about what's going on here in town here in the last, couple of weeks, and here in the upcoming month.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite things to do here in Shiawassee County?
I have a lot. The list is very long. I like going to shows at the Lebowski Center. I volunteer there as well. I'm now part of the fund committee. Haven't attended a meeting yet, but I will be next month, mark my words. And so whether it's watching a show, helping out backstage, whatever it is, ushering, concessions, all that stuff, I love going to the Lebowski Center. The kids and I ride bikes a lot. I have 2 young girls, and I have a pretty sweet pedicab that they like to roll around in. We have a couple tandem bikes, too, that we have a lot of fun on. 2 tandem bikes, 4 bells. You never have enough bells.
Sounds like
Everybody
a lot of fun.
needs a bell. We take bikes around pretty much everywhere we can, to and from school, to and from the ice cream shop.
The ice cream shop.
Yes. Cone Zone's closed for the season, but I highly recommend King's Corner Market, because they also have hand-dipped ice cream, and it's year-round.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Good inside tip there.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Yes.
inside tip. Yeah, well, there is a lot of things to do in town. There are, and if you are somebody that can't find anything to do, give us a call. We'll dip into our community events bank and find you something. I promise. It's only such an issue for me because I was one of those kids that said that when I was growing up, but I just wanted to ride my bike, so there was nothing else to do but ride my bike.
Yeah.
But
I know Fitness Coliseum, the gym downtown, is having a free drop-in. It's not a free, it's like a donation drop-in thing. I don't really remember all the details. I should have looked more into it if I was going to talk about it. But check them out too for drop-ins. Even if you're not a member, you can pay and attend any class you want.
Awesome.
Yoga, spin, you name it, CrossFit.
So real quick, we have a few more questions to get through, but we are going to actually go to a commercial break.
Oh, yes.
Quick little commercial
We got to pay
break.
the bills. Got to have those commercials.
Burger and fries got you feeling all greased up and feeling down?
Are you looking for a quick but healthy food option?
Are you tired of eating off a plate?
Good job, guys. Thanks. We had our production crew here to tell us that we forgot to unmute after the commercial there. So awesome. So if you haven't been to Bangin' Bulls, you need to check them out.
Yes, and the video because it's awesome.
Yes, the video we did highlighting that business was so much fun. Rachel was just saying when we were muted.
I was. That Cody doesn't eat his with a spoon. So if you haven't seen the video, you're going to want to know what I'm talking about. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Just, go back like 2 posts here on the Homefield, Michigan Facebook page, and you'll see the full video. So check it out. But Lacey and Christy were a lot of fun. They were good sports.
Yes.
It was awesome.
Yes.
That was awesome. Okay, so I don't have any slides prepared for this or any graphics, but Homefield, Michigan also loves our food. And Homefield Advantage also tries to highlight restaurants and everything. So on that note, tell me what your favorite pizza in town is.
I don't have a favorite. I have a favorite pizza from every pizza place, though. So if you're going to the Sideline, I recommend, what's it called? Their Big Ten pizza. It has steak on it, some lettuce and tomatoes. So good.
Very good.
So good. Val's has a great chicken bacon ranch. I tried Chip's BLT pizza for the first time last night. Huge fan. I wasn't expecting to like it. But here I am talking about it the next day. So good.
Niche and their dill pickle pizza.
Yes. My girls love Niche pizza. Yeah. They might say that that's their favorite in town.
Okay.
They feel all fancy saying it too. I like going to Niche.
So, again, it's one of those biases from my childhood, but I worked at Chips or Pizza when I was in high school, and it's like my go-to, when I need, it's my go-to comfort pizza, I would say.
Did they have bombshell bread when you worked there? Or is that a new thing?
It's a relatively new thing. The bombshell is, yeah.
That's good. Bombshell and BLT. That's all I've been talking about today.
Well, back in the day, it was the Royal Feast. I know that might be a trademark name, and they have...
That's Brad's favorite.
Royal Feast, yeah.
It's like he had last night.
They have a different name for it now, and I'm sorry, I don't know what it is.
I think it might just be called the Feast.
Maybe the Feast.
Chips Feast?
Okay.
Yeah, the Feast.
Yeah, so we're also, like a lot of other small towns, we have a lot of pizza joints. So, yeah.
But they're all good. No complaints. Yeah. Not a single complaint.
My daughter and I are talking about doing a special episode of Homefield Advantage, doing tacos around town. I happen to like tacos quite a bit.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of tacos in town.
Just a guess, would this video maybe take place on a Tuesday?
It could take place on a Tuesday. But just to because you brought it up, speaking of niche, they do Taco Monday.
Yes, because they're closed on Tuesdays, right?
I
So
guess
that's their
so,
way
yeah.
of still partaking.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
We like it a lot, actually.
We like
do.
it a lot.
All right. So one last question. We'll get
Mhm.
back to the real estate stuff real quick, and then we'll wrap up with you sharing your cookie recipe with us,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, it's here.
Okay.
It's here.
All right. Whew, what's going to happen, guys? Give me just a quick little blurb about maybe some of your key business philosophies.
One of the biggest ones that we actually talked about earlier is one of the easiest. Truly, it is. And it's just being authentic. I like to think of myself as a good friend, and I'm always looking to make new friends and be a great neighbor. And that's the best you can do. If you're doing the best for your friends, you're doing the best for your clients, and it all just works out. Life is very simple that way.
The rest takes care of itself, doesn't
Mm-hmm.
it? Yep.
It does.
Yep.
So that's my favorite and the easiest.
It's a great one. It's
Mhm.
you almost don't need to say anything else. I will. If you
I
don't
say I won't then.
mind.
I'll take that bait. I won't.
No, that's really it for me. But it's always doing the right thing for the client. It's also the easiest thing in my mind is when you're faced with a decision, it's real simple. Look at it from the client's point of view and what do they want? What do they need? What do they deserve?
Mhm.
If there's a decision to be made, whether it's a moral, ethical, or whatever it is, it's always the client. That's bottom line. Yeah, and all the technical stuff, we can learn all that stuff, right? The training, the forms, and the legal stuff. We'll learn that. We'll study it. We'll go through the experience and all that. But when you operate from your philosophy, everything goes the way it's supposed to.
Mhm.
Very good. All right, so we are going to wrap up our first Home Field Advantage Live. It was a lot of fun.
It was. I didn't even finish my beer.
Well, you did a lot of talking, that's why. Yeah.
I will later. Don't worry, it won't go to waste.
So, all right. So I think this is the time, everybody.
Okay.
I've been pushing for this for a long time. I'm really excited about it.
And this is this is a worn recipe card.
Yeah, it is.
I think there's like some vanilla stain here.
Yeah. Somebody got a little hungry, missed the cookie.
A little chunk out of the side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like the number one thing that I always tell people when they go to bake cookies.
Hold on.
You gonna take a note of this?
I'm gonna take some notes here.
Okay. It's so important because you have to melt the butter, right? So you just
you melt it.
You melt it, yeah. But here's the key: you just get it liquid.